From Southern Maryland's weather leader, this is a JB Weather Alert.
Hello and good evening. I'm Forecaster John Bordash with you in the JB Weather Center this evening, giving you the latest update. We have a fresh new tornado warning now in effect for southern portions of Charles County that we're going to be updating you on. We have this tornado warning here in effect for about the next 15 or so minutes here. Let me get you the latest information. As we take a look here at live William Richmond Ink radar, this tornado warning is going to be in effect for this pink polygon. This is going to be for areas just to the north of Cobb Island into the Issue area, on over towards Swan Point, and just south of Tompkinsville. Getting you the latest information from the National Weather Service, they have issued this tornado warning here until 6:30 this evening. At 6:13, a confirmed waterspout was located just offshore near the Wicomico River and moving east at about 30 miles per hour. Again, weather spotters have indeed confirmed this waterspout that could very easily turn into a tornado as it moves on land. For those in the direct path of this potential tornado touchdown, flying debris will be dangerous to those caught without shelter. Damage to roofs, siding, and windows is definitely a possibility here, and mobile homes could be damaged or destroyed. Tree damage will be likely with this storm as it goes through that southern peninsula there of Charles County. Again, it's this area here in pink. This tornado will remain over mainly rural areas of western St. Mary's and south central Charles counties, including the following locations: Rock Point, Issue, and Cobb Island. So that is the latest look at this tornado warning zone. Again, it's this area here in pink. Let me get you the latest radar scans here as they come into us. Everyone is under this severe thunderstorm watch here until 10 o'clock as we continue to see this kind of weak boundary attached with a stationary front slowly move here to the east. So as we take a look here, our tornado warning on the southern portion of this line that's moving through, we have a severe thunderstorm warning to the north through portions of Calvert and St. Mary's counties. But again, it's the southern portion of this line here getting down towards Issue and Cobb Island. I want to get the latest reflectivity, see if we can get a little bit of a look at where this rotation has been and where it is headed to. And we can see just maybe the slightest bit of rotation here crossing just north of Cobb Island right now. I will say that this is not a concise area of rotation. It is rather broad, a little disorganized. Winds generally coming south here, and for those of you that are unaware, this is our version of radar that allows us to look at the wind. So, you know, radar can do a lot. It can show us where we're training, how heavy that rain is, and it can also show us where we have winds and in what direction. Those red shaded colors, those indicate winds moving away from the radar. So in a general way that arrow looks, and then the green would be winds going towards the radar, generally like this. So this is just to the north of Cobb Island, and with the latest radar scan that just came in, we're probably looking at it a little bit more like this. Actually, maybe even moving out of this tornado warning polygon, moving back towards the Wicomico River. But this is right over 257 here, again, just to the north of Cobb Island. Let's see if I can get some road names here that can give us a nice look at kind of where we're talking here. We're talking Cedar Lane, Furbush Road, let's see, 257 as we noted, Lancaster Farm Road. Let's see, I think I saw Stella Maris Drive, Roland Road. Again, these are all some general locations where this rotation may be. It actually, to me, it looks like the worst of this rotation, the tightest couplet, has actually, for the most part, moved out of our tornado warning polygon. Areas over towards Swan Point and on over towards Issue. While you still have some, pretty heavy rain moving through, the tornado concern I'm seeing is going to start to transition now towards the Wicomico River here and eventually getting towards the Bushwood area. So we're talking Fielding Drive, Upland Drive, Bushwood City Road, on over towards Hayes Lane, Danny's Lane, Willow Glen Lane, Notley Hall Road, Notley Manor Lane, Lower Bramley Road, Pleasant Lane, Longview Boulevard. So that's going to be the general area we're looking at with the southern portion of this line. Kind of all afternoon, we've seen some brief spin-ups here, some brief rotation couplets pop up with this line. as it's continued to move here to the east out of northern Virginia. If I get you the more regional view of radar, let's get you a look at that. And let's just play this out here over the last hour and a half or so. It'll take a little bit to render through. But we can kind of see as this line here has progressed to the east, we were sitting just about 3 o'clock, or sorry, right around 5 o'clock, we were watching a potential area of rotation just north of Fredericksburg as this line began to approach the Potomac River. And those that have lived here long enough know that, it doesn't take much with these storms as they interact with our waterways to really begin to want to twist and turn. The lack of friction over our waterways, the Potomac, the Wycomico, the Patuxent, can really help to enhance some brief periods of rotation, allow those water spouts to drop and then transition on land. And it was just about a week ago we had a confirmed tornado move through the Mutual area over there towards Port Republic. Again, a very brief tornado that was on the ground for less than 2 minutes, touched down, and then went right back up into the cloud base. So I don't think we're talking here in a similar way about like an EF5 long track tornado, but we are looking at that potential for rotation here across portions of southern Charles County and beginning to approach northern St. Mary's County, really that 7th district area, right over towards Oakley, Bushwood, Clements, on over towards Maddox, really this area out here along the Wycomico River. We do still have this tornado warning in effect here for the next 7 minutes or so, right, in effect here until 6:30, sitting just about 6:23 right now. I do want to get you your tornado safety precautions. For those of you in southern Charles County or even northwestern portions of St. Mary's County watching this storm, seeing if this is going to be able to hold together, you're going to be moving indoors to a building with a solid foundation. A shed or a mobile home or anything like that in these sorts of storms don't tend to be good because those are ones that are easily able to get, picked up and thrown around, especially if we have a tornado touchdown. So we want something with a firm foundation. You want to get to the lowest level of that building, either to a basement or a first floor. Basements are great, but this is Southern Maryland. Not everyone has a basement. In these situations, I typically will tell the story that, when I was, growing up in Lesby, throughout my childhood and my young adult years, that, I lived in a ranch-style home. It was one story. We only had a first floor, which is fine, but then you want to make sure that you're in an interior room, right? Shield yourself, put as many walls between you and the outdoors as possible with this kind of a storm, right? You want to shield yourself from any potential flying debris. Let's get you back on over to live William Richmond Inc. radar. We're back looking at those velocity scans, really trying to see where we have rotation. If I'm being honest, I'm really not seeing, a concise area rotation. But what is actually garnering my attention a little bit is down here towards Colonial Beach. So this would be a good example here of a storm that when we say a rotation coupler, that's what this would look like. Again, where we have the areas there in red, that would be areas that we are talking about with winds going away from the radar, generally like that. And then green, we have winds getting fed into that storm, generally like that. That is what can help to kind of spin up some rotation, right? And when you get enough of that, especially over the open water, that can allow for a quick funnel or water spout to try to get going here. We do have a brand new severe thunderstorm warning coming in for the northern portion of this line. I want to make sure we're giving these people attention as well. Severe thunderstorm warning in effect for southern Calvert County, portions of St. Mary's County along the Patuxent River, and eastern portions of Charles County. This is up until 7:15 as this line moves through. Decent bit of lightning with it, and we just got a fresh new severe thunderstorm warning in effect for northern Calvert County and portions of Prince George's County along the Patuxent River here until 7:15 as well. I'm going to get you the latest information on those, and it actually looks like our tornado warning should be allowed to expire here at the bottom of the hour. But again, that severe thunderstorm warning for portions of St. Mary's and Calvert and Charles counties until 7:15. At 6:09, a severe thunderstorm was located near Golden Beach or Howling Point and moving east at 25 miles per hour. 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts are the primary threats here. Damaging winds could be causing some trees and large branches to fall, which could injure those outdoors, and we could be looking at localized power outages as well. Large hail, damaging wind, and continuous clouds or ground lightning is occurring with this storm, and really with all of the storms we have across the area today. quite lots of moisture in the atmosphere. We're quite moisture laden across the region, which really helps to enhance that that lightning potential, that thunder and lightning potential. But we can see as these storms are moving here to the east, let's maybe just get a half hour. You can see the general motion here with, again, what we're watching on the southern end of this line, maybe some kinks in the line allowing for some rotation. That tornado warning that was in effect for portions of southern Charles County will be allowed to expire here at 6:30. And we can see, yep, as that continues to push to the east here, then we're going to continue to watch the southern portion of this line down through King George and Westmoreland and Caroline counties in Virginia. As we have some, small areas of rotation that are trying to get going as this line pushes off to the east. And again, we're going to be looking for any areas where that red and green, where they are allowed to come together as a couplet. And we're looking just south of Colonial Beach. But that tornado threat moving here across the Wicomico River really is decreased. I'm not seeing a strong area of rotation, any couplet of any sort. But do be aware, over towards Bushwood, Maddox, Clements Avenue, Colton's Point, this area, the 7th District area, the 7D area, that you could be looking at some damaging winds moving through with these storms. Not seeing a present tornado threat with it, but again, that's going to be something that we're going to continue to watch. Zooming out, we can see that behind this line, we don't have much going on, but we are going to be introducing some daily thunderstorm chances as we head into Friday as well. But we do see flash flood warnings in effect on over towards northern Stafford, southern Fauquier, southern Prince William counties. We also have, additional storms that are pushing through with this line that are moving through the Fredericksburg area, getting into Spotsylvania County, beginning to move into Caroline County, Bowling Green, down there near Kings Dominion, Port Royal, Wheatonville, on over towards Newland eventually, as these storms continue to move here to the east. With the latest update here from the National Weather Service on our tornado warning that we had. See if we can maybe get that puppy somewhere, so I would love to share it. The storm which prompted the warning has weakened below severe limits and has exited the warned area. Therefore, the warning will be allowed to expire for southern Charles County here at 6:30. So here in just about a minute or so. However, gusty winds and heavy rain are still possible with this thunderstorm, and the severe thunderstorm watch will remain in effect until 10 o'clock. And if you have any damage reports here across the southern portion of Charles County, just north of Cobb Island, and even over towards the Bushwood area, you will want to make sure that you're getting those over to the National Weather Service in case there was indeed a touchdown, and this is something that needs to be investigated. But that's just about what we have for you right now. We're going to continue to watch this line. We're under the severe weather threat here for about the next 2 to 3 hours or so, and it's very possible we may need to come back live here as we watch this line push through. And again, damaging winds the main threat, but we can't even roll out a quick spin up, and we can't be rolling out flash flooding either. Thank you for joining me, though. I'm Forecaster John Bordash. Have a nice and safe evening, and stay tuned for the latest information on our social channels.
Check the forecast anytime online at jbweather.net.